I've had this nail polish for probably a decade, if not longer. It's the oldest nail polish I have. It's also the best one that I've had ever. It's amazing, and I love it. So I just did my nails with it, and once it dries, it'll be a little better. But it's very purple, but it's got this color shifting aspect to it that has some like greens, and I have never been able to find this since. Like the brand is difficult to find, Rimmel London, and also just like this specific style is very hard to find. Like Sally Hansen has like similar color shifting type ones, but they're just not as good quality as this one, and they don't have like a purple shifting yellowish green like that blue one does, or like this one does. The blue one doesn't really do it. Anyway, that's my story. I didn't really think that I would have enough to do a full set of nails, especially since I do 2 coats, but I did, so that's cool. I've been really scared to use it because I don't want to like get to a point where I'm like, oh no, I've got nothing left, and now what do I do with this nail? And because I just love it so much, but I wanted to clear out room, so I thought I'd use it all today, and I didn't get through it all, so that's good news for me. If for any weird reason you know where I can get some similar nail polish to that, you should let me know. I would like to make more of a habit of making sure that I show you the pieces that get sold before I ship them. So I woke up this morning to a nice Etsy message telling me this got sold. This is almost a decade old. It's 2012, the All-Consuming Black. Yeah, it was one of the first kind of like destructive pieces that I did, and it's one of those ones that I'm like, man, this is never going to sell. At least it doesn't take up that much room. But it did sell, so that's really nice. I'm really happy that I held on to it. It's one of those ones where I'm like, I believe in what it is. I don't think it needs to be painted over. I think that the aesthetics and everything are great, and I don't want to paint over it because, like I said, I believed in what I was doing. It wasn't like I half-assed it or something. So that is getting shipped to Omaha, Nebraska today. So year 3 of the vlog. I can't remember what week 0, what last week. I have no idea what I said over here on the couch. And I'm not going to go back and listen to it. I just don't remember what the heck I was talking about. Because I was just like, oh, I guess I need to have something for the vlog, but I don't really have anything for the vlog. And then I started talking for like 8 minutes, and that ended up being week 0. So anyway, back to more regular scheduled programming, or that's just a horrible phrase that I'm using. Back to more traditional vlog type stuff. One of the things that I'm realizing, this is going to be a bunch of things at once, because one of the things that I'm realizing is that it's really difficult. I feel weird about talking about more than one subject in one recording, and it's taken like 2 years to like really come to. I'm sure I've had this thought before, but it's like I wanted to talk about this book, and then I also wanted to talk about this other thing that was way different and heavy and not good and fun, and it was like, why I can't talk about those two things in the same thing. I gotta like go over there, or like out to the gallery, or just be in a different setting in order to talk about something else and like have a cut, and that's weird. But also it kind of makes sense because I don't want to rant like this for a long time, because some people find that boring, but whatever. It was just it's like a weird mental block that I don't want to have. So anyway, to do, the not fun stuff first. I was going to sit down and have a conversation about it, but I was pretty sure I had a conversation about it before, and so I searched up in my podcast stuff the word sad, and I've totally had this conversation before last year at some point. I can't remember what week it was, but it was year 1, where we talked about sitting in sadness and how that's not something I know how to do. And so I don't really know how much I could add to that conversation by having like a round 2 right now. There's not a lot of like differentness. It was just more of a reminder because of the sad that I feel right now. And I just came to this, what I thought in the moment was like an epiphany or a strong reminder of something I may have forgotten, which is kind of a good thing, because if I'm not feeling this sad for so long that I forget some of the realizations I made when I was this sad, then that would be a good thing. Sitting in sadness is something that people talk about being this healthy, good thing that you should be able to do. And I don't seem to be capable of doing it. It's a wretched feeling when I feel sad. And I mean like true sadness, not just like, oh, that's sad, like that, like something personal to me, something that is heavy and whatever. And I was thinking of the word melancholy because I'm like, I think that's a fitting word for what I feel today. But melancholy just seems so much more calm. And to me, sadness is not calm. I can't be calm and be sad. Being sad is a state that is forced upon me in such a way that all I want to do is shake it off because it feels so gross. It feels like my body wants to reject it, like it's a foreign thing that doesn't belong in my body, and it wants to reject that feeling. And feeling it is in and of itself is an act of force that I don't seem to have control of because I won't let it happen. But I mean, it feels like I can't breathe when I feel this way. So it's just like, it's happening, and I know it's happening, and logic and reason and experience tell me it won't last forever, so I should just chill with it. And like, I'm not, even in my most calm state of sad or melancholy, I am still feeling a sense of panic and torment and pain of like, can this just leave now, please? Can this just go? Like, I am not actively, aggressively anxious and being like, I need to do whatever. But it's not a nice feeling, and those are the things that I feel that accompany sadness for me. It's a wretched, horrible, disgusting, gross feeling. And that's why I don't like feeling it. And it's really, I don't know how to accept it, because that's what sitting in sadness seems to be, is to accept the sadness. And it's like, how do you do that? How do I do that? I just think that this is a thing that it's so repellent. Like, it's no good. It's no good. But this is good. Speaking about things that are good, Steal Like an Artist. So my friend got me this for Christmas. He talked about it a couple months before that, and he was like saying it was a really good book and stuff, and I was like, hey, I'm going to hold off on looking for it because maybe I'll just get it for Christmas. And I did. And I'm really, really enjoying it. If you are a creative person in any type of aspect, even if you are not like, I would say, if you are not a person who produces things with your creativity, this might kickstart you to do it. This book advertises itself as being for like anybody. I would say it really does target people who are creative and make things. But that creativity, that's a very loose word with me and pretty vague, and you could like, I don't know, you could be a creative skateboarder, right? Like, you can, like, dance is an art form. To me, skateboarding would be the same. So, I mean, certain types of athletics could be creative and artistic. A lot of the things they talk about here, I mean, the person is a writer and a musician and whatever. Anyway, I'm going to do a review on the book when I'm done. It's a pretty easy read, but it's really helpful. It has great quotes, very rich with these different ideas and reminders and short thoughts that are easy to take in. And like I said, if something you've heard before, at least it's a great reminder. The diction is great. Just the presentation is really good. And I've been enjoying it. And one thing that it got me to today, which is in combination with what I was talking about before, about feeling like melancholy, is that I don't feel calm, really, but I feel slow, and I don't feel aggressively anxious, is what I would call that feeling. So I'm here at the studio, and I'm just like, I've always felt pressure to like, man, I've got time. I got a couple hours here. I need to do something big. And one of the things in the book was talking about, like, that I read today, was talking about, you know, side projects are always good things. A bunch of things about like hobbies and side projects, and how it's also in combination with something Jordan and I have talked about in the past, of just like, just take a couple minutes to do that thing. Like, you keep putting off doing this thing because you're making it this big thing, and it's like you can just chip away at it very slowly, and that is, you know, like death by 1,000 cuts, except it's like a positive thing, and you complete the work by just devoting 5 or 10 minutes to it when you can. That's enough, and that builds momentum, and then whatever else. And so that, in combination with the thoughts in the book about hobbies and side projects, and I was like, there's so many things I want to do, and I don't have to drop any of them, and I don't think I really necessarily have, other than music, which is a whole other thing. and not necessarily because I want to drop music. But yeah, I mean, I did a little reading. I mean, I only really have like 3.5 hours ish on a Sunday, or every other Sunday, I guess. So I mean, I did some reading. I'm setting out to write a note. I did some writing in here, which is where I kind of rediscovered my feelings about sitting in sadness. I took pictures of these, and I had to like take this down because it's been a long time since I've used this wall to take pictures. But I have like a white cloth, and I had to like pin it up and take that painting down. That painting of Randy's that's massive. I haven't done a painting that big yet, and she has, so that's pretty sick. Anyway, wrote the details on there, and I need to take a picture or I need to take the weight of it. I need to do that for Etsy. So that's going to be next. I don't know, I'm just chipping away at small little things, and it feels kind of nice. So I feel like even though I didn't get anything big done, I was able to come here and just chill. And just, it's really usually hard for me to chill without being productive, which is also why the sitting in sadness thing is like, but I'm not doing anything about my problem. But that's the thing, you can't do anything about that problem. It's just time, for the most part. I mean, there's things you can do to make it worse, but it's really hard to do things, at least for me, I found, it's really hard for me to do something to make it better. Keeping busy is what helps me feel better, definitely. Because it's a distraction, and because I'm not sitting in it. So then technically, by what people say, that's not a good thing. But I don't know any other way. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. Good day. Here's the deal. I haven't vlogged for days and days in a row. A lot has been going on, as has been... I feel like this is I can't think of words. This is a trend the past couple months that so much is going on sometimes that I can't vlog. And I don't mean like busy good stuff. I mean like not so good stuff. But I feel pretty okay right now. So I don't remember what I vlogged earlier in the week. I remember thinking like, oh, I'm glad I've got some like regular vlogging material again. But I don't recall what that is. So I don't really know what to say about it. There is a conversation that is about... what did I talk about? Oh, my feelings on people who are like free spirits and like really loosey-goosey and just like trying to respect and understand that it's just a difference than people who are more organized and planning, but not necessarily a negative thing. But yeah, you'll have to watch it or listen to it. Anyway, so there's that, and I think that's it. The week before, I finally did another review for the first time in a long time, which is of Matt Good's book, At Last There's Nothing Else Left to Say, something like that. So that's a mess. And yeah, that's it. I've got some really good things on the horizon that I guess I could tell you about in the new year. Good opportunities, anyway. One is kind of like a fresh start, I guess, and kind of just recalibrating some things and trying to get some things going that, whatever, I feel like I know myself a little better in some areas, and that's always good. Unfortunately, sometimes things have to test your limits for you to know where your limits are, and that can be stressful. But I have applied to two jobs that are both temporary. They're just for the end of the semester is what it looks like. But they're both very, very close to where I live, and they are both high school. And they are both in my two different teaching areas. One of them I feel like I would have a much better shot at getting because I subbed for this person in this position for a couple weeks, like almost 2 weeks straight, this past semester. So I'm familiar with students and staff and the school and kind of a little bit about how things are run there. So I'm really crossing my fingers. Yes, it's just temporary, but the pay raise I would get just for going into a full-time contract versus subbing, I mean, working every day, even as a sub, my pay just is great, which just doesn't happen. You don't get, it's just really rare. And this also would add to experience, get a foot in the door, get to know the staff there better, get more teaching experience and everything else. So I'm really, really hoping that I can get that position for now until the end of the semester. So that's a little nerve-wracking, just waiting. You apply and then it's just like waiting to hear something and then go from there. So those are positive things. With that, we will see you on another time.